see here, I'm logged into Facebook as me, as a user profile. Okay, let's see here. Teresa says, can we get the training documents? Yes, we will send out a follow-up note with all of the updated items. And some of you guys already have them. And we've updated, every month we update our training materials, you can imagine, because Facebook and Google and all these guys are constantly changing their stuff. Okay, he says, okay, I don't have the materials either. Thanks for sending. Okay, fantastic. Glad you guys are here. Now you can see that this is me on Facebook. So you're logged into Facebook because you have a profile, which is not your page. A lot of people say page, and that's not correct, because we want to be very clear about the difference between pages and profiles, because pages allow us to do boosts, allow us to run ads. So now if you see, as I'm scrolling through the newsfeed, stories come up the top. By the way, this is on desktop, even though 80% of the traffic is, you can make it full screen if you want, Allison. I'm seeing this on desktop, although 80% of the traffic is mobile, but there's a lot of tools that I can only show you on desktop, so I'm showing this to you on desktop. Stories are the fastest growing area inside Facebook, and especially for Facebook ads. But in order to make it run as a Facebook ad, it has to be either a still, ideally 9:16, so that's vertical, that runs for 6 seconds, or a 15-second video, which is a huge, huge focus. If you are not doing 15-second vertical videos, you are missing out on a huge part of the inventory. And a lot of travel and tourism marketers are saying, yeah, but that doesn't really drive sales because these are people that are aspirational. That's not true. You can drive remarketing against it, and you can even measure the results on that. Then, as you typically see in the second spot, you have an ad both on desktop and mobile. Look at what this guy is doing. I'm being retargeted, of course, because I click on everyone's ads, which means I'm going to see more ads from them because I'm one of the weird people that clicks on ads. He's running it to a link, and it says learn more. He's got a little bit of social proof against it. But notice he's trying to drive straight to a URL, and he's using this in landscape mode. You do not want to do that because on mobile, it looks awful. I mean, I could go to m.facebook.com to show you what that looks like, how bad things look. And you don't want that. You want to start having things in square or vertical, and it needs to look like it came from, see, this is just not very good. You know what I could do is I could change Chrome to make it look like I'm on an iPhone 10. You guys know how to do that, right? In case you don't want to switch between your iPhone or whatnot, come over here to view developer tools. You have this, by the way, right? And then you see this little button over here. You can toggle, and you can pretend that you're an iPhone 10 or your iPad, or whatever that is. Yeah, something else separately, but we can actually see like whether the site's loading fast and what the issues are. But anyway, we need to assume that our users are mobile, and let me close this out. So this is my profile. Now if I go to a page, if any of you want to nominate your page, feel free. I will be kind and gentle in the audit. It's usually the most fun we get, especially on the ad side, to see what's in the ads library. If you want me to look at what your Facebook ads might look like from an outsider's perspective, just go ahead and put your URL in here. Okay, so this is me as a user, right? So you can see facebook.com/DennisU, and the blue check mark is verified. You can verify either your profile like this, or you can verify your public figure page if you are a user. If you have a business, you can often get the business verified. The 5,000 friend limit has been on Facebook since, I don't know, the beginning. Like, Facebook just turned 16, and I've been at 5,000 friends for about 12 years. And anyway, so there's 5,000 friends, and you don't get the ability to do analytics or to be able to boost or do other kinds of cool things. So what I've done, and what you should do for whoever your figurehead is, or influencers, whatnot. Okay, see, this is me as a person, as a profile, but I have a Dennis U page. Now remember, people don't like ads on Facebook. They can spot ads. So what we've done is we've created many, many public figure pages. These are not profiles. These allow us to run ads. These give us analytics. This gives us all kinds of control. And so you're going to have your main brand. So maybe, like, for example, we do this for Wyndham and Super 8 and MGM, right? We have not just the brand page, but here, let me show you. not just the brand page, but we have public figure pages of people that are spokespeople that are telling stories, and they don't have to be CEOs. They can be people who are at the front desk, or just show you. So here's the Bellagio, for example. They're a client of ours, full disclosure. And by the way, just because we're showing you these techniques doesn't mean that this only works for big brands in travel and tourism. This works for small guys, okay? So this is the Bellagio, and you'll see, what do you think of the Bellagio? Type in the chat. When you think of Bellagio, what do you think about? By the way, notice this is all in Business Manager. Susan tell you that you want to put everything in Business Manager. Please set up your own Business Manager. If you have an agency, you can invite the agency to your Business Manager. See, notice this is in the MGM Resorts Business Manager. Please have control of your Facebook ads account, meaning it's your ad account. Do not let the agency create the ad account and have it in their name. You will regret it later because you will not be able to get the data back. You will lose all your custom audiences, and they can hold you hostage, and you can't see what's going on. Please make sure it's your ad account. Make sure you're full admin on it. I can't tell you how many times we see this. If I had $1 every time this happened, we wouldn't be having a webinar. Okay, so you can see here, right? The Bellagio, they're posting stuff related to the fountains and their different seasonal displays. Oh, look, that's not bad. Check this out. Here it is. You're the Rat. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Published through Sprinkler. That does give you a slight hit, by the way, if you're publishing through a third-party tool. Third-party tools, of course, will say it doesn't, but it does. Good fortune to our Chinese New Year conservatory display. Notice it's posted vertically. 90,000 reach. That's not bad. What is it, a couple hours old? Okay. And we got almost 10% engagement. We're looking for 10% engagement. Although if it's a video, we don't have to have 10% engagement here. We just want to see average watch time over 10 seconds. And you can see how these posts are doing. Why am I talking about organic posts? Because the ones that are organic, where the algorithm says, hey, this is doing really well, those are the ones you're going to want to boost. And then you can boost it to any of the audiences that you have, okay? So advertising on Facebook in 2020, this is where everyone gets this wrong. It is boosting, meaning trying to get more fuel, throwing fuel on the fire, more out of what's already working organically. If it's not working organically, do you really think ads are going to make it work? That's like trying to hit the accelerator when the e-brake's on. That's just not very good, right? So this is the public figure page, but you also want to have users that are set up as profiles. So it could be the general manager, it could be one of the waitresses, it could be someone, a bellhop, it could be a key customer, it could be partners that you're working with as people that are pages. But these are pages that have the names of these various people, right? So we always practice what we preach. So that's why I set up a public figure page, just to demonstrate how this is. Now remember, this is not my profile. This is right. There's no blue check mark on this one. This is at a different URL. And what's going on is I'm posting things, videos. Sometimes we're selling stuff. Sometimes there's an offer. Sometimes there's different things that we put as part of what we call the topic wheel, right? Or the funnel, which is awareness, consideration, conversion, those 3 levels, right? And what's happening is that by posting interesting little moments, lightweight touches, like here we do a lot of training. So I did some training with the top agency guy in California, this guy, right? So we're not promoting anything directly. We're just showing this as a first touch. And then I can take this, see these people like, ha, 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 this is fun. Now, these people don't even realize this is my Facebook public figure page, okay? That's the key to Inception. You guys see that movie Inception, right? The dream inside the dream inside the dream. Now check this out. Remember, I'm on a page now. I can do this from the property or the attraction, but I just want to show you what happens when you have a series of public figure pages that you created, that other people gave you access to, right? And I could put a learn more button here and send them to a link about a special, a weekend getaway or conferences, or, in town for the convention, we have a special, or, whatever it is. I could, but I tend to like to have no button. People say, well, why would you do that? You always want to send them to the website. Maybe 5 years ago, but they're going to penalize you when you do that. If you try, like, for example, this one here, people make this mistake all the time when they boost a post and they're like, oh yeah, well, of course, you're going to want to connect and chat with potential customers, right? And get messages. I mean, messages are better than having people like, comment, and share through post engagement, right? Guess what happens to the price that you pay for your advertising, it goes up by a factor of like 6 to 7 fold, not 6 or 7%, but 600 times more. So instead of paying an average of maybe $7 per thousand impressions, CPM, 1,000 times you show the ad, you might pay $50. I'm not even kidding. I'll actually, I'm going to go and I'm going to show you a few examples to show you that that's the case. People are like, well, I don't really care about post engagement. I'm not trying to become a celebrity on Instagram. I'm here to drive bookings and I want to drive phone calls. And, I don't like the OTAs taking my traffic away from me. Like, okay, I understand all that. I'm here for direct marketing. We're not here to try to get more people to like the page. Like, I get that. We're here to drive sales. But you're going to have to build a warm audience, meaning people consuming one piece of content from you, and then you set up remarketing so they can see another piece of content. All right. So here, I can boost this to all the people in a particular city, all the moms that like Disney World, that live in Anaheim, all the whoever it is your target is, right? I can boost it. And this is where people get it wrong. So, oh, boosted posts don't work. And even Facebook will say boosted posts don't work because they don't understand that here with these audiences, I can create all sorts of audiences. So here I'm just doing tests just to show you. Like I'll speak at a conference or do a video with Grant Cardone, and then I'll target Grant Cardone, which obviously is going to work really well because the relevancy is really high. But I can also target my custom audiences. And this is what a lot of people don't realize. A custom audience is people who have been to your website, people who have bought before, people who are on your email list, people who, I got a lot of accounts in here. I think we have like 450 accounts if I'm not mistaken. I can't find the one that I want. See, this is the trouble when you've got lots and lots of accounts in here. And that changes the targeting here too, by the way. See, check this out. So I can choose, oh, check this out. This is where you get the ROI in Facebook ads, okay? We are inside a Facebook page, which can be for the brand, for the property, for the central brand if you own like a chain of hotels. It can be off of a public figure page. Now look at what we have here. This is gold. Remember, we're boosting a post. I can say anyone who watched this particular set of videos, who came to our workshop, who've engaged on the business page in the last 180 days, who have watched a certain video more than 10 seconds, who are on this particular email list, who have bought some other kind of item, who have been here, website custom audience, that's WCA. Sorry for the acronyms. TLA, 3-letter acronyms. See, website custom audiences, 180 days, right? Do you have that audience already set up? Or a particular video that we found started to work really well, and we want to remarket against anyone who watched this particular video. So if we have a video that we've boosted that's continuing to run at $1 a day, get the course on that. That's what we're including. Definitely you want to learn the $1 a day technique. If you haven't, you are missing out on the whole point of greatest hits, which is evergreen content and not having to create new content over and over and over again where you just have the system do the work for you. But if I found a winner and I stick it to my greatest hits and it continues to run forever, I can continue to remarket from that winner to the next piece of content. Okay? So I can choose one or multiple of these. I tend to like to use many of the custom audiences. And by the way, if you're freaking out because you see lots and lots of custom audiences here, don't worry about this. You only need a couple of them. The main ones are your website custom audiences on, say, like a 730 and 180 day basis. Your native custom audiences, which are primarily video view or page engagement audiences, right? Like this one, Facebook page engagement audiences, and then your email audiences. Now, if you segmented your email, even better. You can break that down into 3 or 4 different lists of the people that are here for conferences or banquets or business people or families or came in on a particular honeymoon special, like whatever it is. And then I can boost that post to those particular people, and then I can come in and choose 7 days for $7. You can do the math. That's $1 per day. And notice if I, for example, can't do my math right, and I accidentally choose like 8 days for $7, so like minimum budget $1 per day. So you need to spend more money, at least $8. Okay, so that's why we came up with the $1 a day strategy. If you're not in the U.S., I think it's a Canadian. So you can still do it for $1 Canadian, which is less than a U.S. dollar, right? I don't know. So yeah, 87 cents per day. They won't let you run that. So let's say that this post is working well. We check back on it in a week. We can see the stats on it, and it meets our standards of excellence. which is another course that we have, but just to, oh, we're getting feedback that some people can't join. Oh, it looks like this webinar is maxed out. So they'll have to get the replay. Sorry about that, Jaffrey. I think we would have to raise the limit, or we can do a repeat webinar if you guys want. If you guys are having fun, let me know. And if you have any questions, please ask here. I am a real person. We are live. This is not some sort of, sales pitch pre-recorded thing. I would love to audit whatever you guys want to audit. I just want to show you what I think is really important, and all the detail on how do you exactly click here and click there. I mean, we can go over that, but it's all in the courses. Okay, so when we find a winner, then we're going to come back here and edit this boosted post. And almost nobody does this. So let's say this post is doing well, but then you've already moved on to the next post or the next ad or the next campaign, the Valentine's Day special or whatever it is that's next. What a shame. If this thing is still good for you, and provided it's not like, oh, we have a special that expires on February 14th, well, you're not going to promote it on February 15th. But if the content is evergreen, if you're talking about the property, if you're highlighting a particular customer story about how one staff member went above and beyond and did something incredible for them, and like you'd want to have that live forever, or someone left you a good review and you're thinking, oh, thank you so much, Shelly, for sharing the fact that blah, blah, blah happened. Don't let that thing die. Put it in your greatest hits. Then come in, not $309. Oops, I've done that before. I've accidentally thought that I was spending $5 and actually spent $5,000 because of the little decimal point. Be careful, right? And then let's say we check back on this, right, a week later and it's good, then come in and edit that to put $30 for 30 days. And then come in and check on that a month later, and then maybe put $500 for another 2 months, right? And last year, technically it's last year because we're in 2020 now, we had a post that we did with Infusionsoft. We spent $1.3 million on that post. But did we just decide to, whatever, all of a sudden put all the money on red and, go to blackjack or whatever it is, roulette? No, we initially put $1 a day on it, and then we kept stacking and put more and more and more and more on it until eventually we found a winner. And we started with 100 different short little videos like this, right? So here I'm in Singapore and I'm showing a stalactite versus a stalagmite. And this is just filmed on my phone, selfie style. A lot of brands will say, oh, but we don't want to do selfie style because that's not, in the brand guidelines, because we always want to be professional because we're a 4.5-star resort or what have you. You want to have a mix of things. Sometimes you want super pro, and sometimes you just want to show from the user standpoint. This is professional. You can see that this is clearly edited. Oh, here's something that people ask all the time. How is it that there's 58 people reached and 123 people engaged? It's because people are continuing to watch the video multiple times and they stop it and they start it. And also that if it's a large property you have, the reach and engagement are reported at different frequencies. So Facebook has different analytics systems that are pulling in different kinds of data. And you may also see things like the views will be different, but this is showing the views on this video. And if we've used this video in multiple areas, then you're going to see the views across, like maybe this is cross-posted across 3 pages, then they're all going to show the 145, and it's going to show the engagement just for that particular post. Karen says, we do a fair amount of boosted post to blog content that drives traffic back to the website, but we're limited to the horizontal image to auto post the image. Anything we do about that? Yes. You can now choose square for the images that came out recently. Okay, and Katie has the same issue. Okay, so feel free to review our page. Okay, cool. Let's go look at your page. Buffalo, Niagara, which you're probably doing for SEO reasons. Oh, so you're like visit Buffalo, Niagara. Got it. Let's see what we got here. I'll like the page. So we always like to work with DMOs and CVBs. More TLAs. Oh, 95,000. Oh, my buddy Chris Strub and other folks have checked in. I like to fly into Buffalo on Southwest, and then I'll go over to Toronto. It's cheaper to fly into Buffalo and then go to Toronto if you're willing to deal with the border. All right, let's see. Visit Buffalo. High scores, high spirits, high energy. Wow, this looks good. You got vertical video. This works with sound off. You've got captions, which are the automatic captions. Good job, Karen. Billy and Pat, you've got their attention, 1,200 views. Paid partnership, which is the branded content tool. Very good. But you can't, actually no, in this case, because you've marked it as a paid partnership, which is the branded content tool, you actually can't boost that post. get the analytics on that. So you can ask Karen about that. That looks good. Here's another one. This is probably what you're talking about. You posted a link. It is automatically pulling the image from the page. You can choose a square to pull the link for you. You can choose square for this kind of video. Okay, featured image by Kim Smith for Winkler and Samuels. Okay, let's see. Let's see Buffalo Niagara. So let's go to Facebook and, oops, sorry. Dot ads library. Okay, we'll go to the ads library and let's take a look at Buffalo Niagara. You can spell Buffalo's got two. Can't even spell. You know, I represented California in the National Spelling Bee in 1988. Chinese was my first language. I didn't learn English until I was 6, but I studied for a couple hours a day. All right, so you can see, read the dictionary for a couple hours a day. Here we can see the ads that they're running. You guys know about the ads library? Pretty cool. Facebook.com/ads/library. Okay, win a trip. So contests, they work well, but of course they're expiring, so you can't use them as evergreen. And we can see a little bit more about this ad. Okay. You want to use a square video if you can on this one. You might even try running it as an offer. Where's the one we just were in? That's Bellagio. Got too many tabs open here. Okay, here we go. Launch January 20th. Okay, so you're actively making all these different kinds of ads. All right, so almost all of these look like good ads because they're engaging and you're always trying to sell. But then again, if you're a DMO, you are trying to drive interest. Consider not having all of your boosted posts drive to URLs, even though you do want to drive to URLs once in a while, because if you're always sending people away from Facebook, they're going to penalize you for that. And it's just like a friend who only talks about their MLM, right? Like you're willing to hear about it once in a while, but not like all the time, every single time. And of course, Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook so they can serve more ads. That's how they make more money. So maybe 1 out of every 3 or 4 posts, you can send people to a URL. So visit Buffalo Niagara, visit Buffalo Niagara. Let's go take a look. Let's visit Buffalo Niagara, niagara.com. And I'll show you a few things that you'll tie back as research to Facebook ads. Oh, this is looking pretty good. I already like what I'm seeing here. You've got a lot of events that are firing. But why do you have so many Facebook pixels? My goodness. You must have like multiple agencies or multiple groups, or why? You should have one Facebook pixel. Unless you have like a content management system or like Shopify, which forces their own pixel here. Yeah, Karen, you should do a little auditing here to see what is going on, because some of these people might not be working with you anymore. Maybe it was like an agency from a long time ago. You can check the pixel ID to figure out who it is and see what's going on here. Now let's take a look at the Google site. All right, your floodlight tag is broken, but you are using Google remarketing. Good job for you. And you have 2 GA profiles and you have them inside your Google Tag Manager. Good job. Very good. But why do you have 2 GA tags in here? That's interesting. Just for fun, let's take a look at built with and see what you have in here. You got a lot of these analytics tools. You got Facebook Signal in here? What the heck are you doing with that? That's basically going away anyway. Rapleaf, Data Logics, Media Math. Wow, you've got a lot of third-party ad and analytics tools here. Yeah, Yoast, GTM. You guys have, holy moly, all the stuff you have in running this site. CDN, Amazon's CloudFront, which is what we use too. That's great. All the Google tools. Wow. WordPress. Like whoever your developer is, they're pretty sophisticated, or they're just trying to throw everything on this site. I wonder how long this site takes to load. That's probably where we're going to nail you. Let's see. Let's just say for fun. Okay, we'll take this. Visit Buffalo Niagara. And so this developer tool, site speed tools. So, yeah, let's see how you guys are doing. We're looking at the the desktop and the mobile score. I bet your desktop score is good and your mobile score is low. See, my guess is your mobile score is a 50 and your desktop score is a 75. Let's see. Oops, no, I'm wrong. Your mobile score is an 18. Why? Because your first meaningful paint's at 5.6 seconds. It's probably, you got some, yeah, your images are just, yeah, images, minimize main thread work. You have to optimize your waterfall. This is Google saying it, not me. Okay, Google uses mobile as their primary index. They switched over the index about a year ago, so it will hurt you because on mobile it's different. And speed is one of the most important things. Yes, it's important for Facebook. Yeah, well, I know we're talking about Facebook ads, but if your site doesn't load, doesn't matter how good your Facebook ads are, because do you think someone who's clicking on that Facebook ad who then comes to something on your site, do you think they're going to wait 12 seconds? No. Okay, desktop 64. Why is that? Because on a high-speed connection, and you shoot excessive DOM size. Yeah, 906 elements. Oh, let's see here. So when we load the timeline, I'm just going to do this real quick just because you guys can do this too. Developer tools. We'll come over here to network. We're going to reload the timeline. Let's see how many GET requests we have. You see here on the right side? Oh, if this is too tacky, don't worry about this. Just send this to your developer and saying, hey, Dennis said that your Google score, you can put your URL into that PageSpeed Insights tool. Do you see this? Just PageSpeed Insights. All right, here's what they're saying. You have 214 GET requests, 1 meg, 8.8. Well, most of this is in the cache, but wow, it looks 12 seconds to load. And you have a bunch of stuff that's broken because you got too many things going on. I bet you have a lot of plugins and things you don't even use. Somebody thought it was really cool and they put that in here, and now it's just bloating your site up. And worse, if that stuff was there a few years ago, someone wasn't maintaining it, then it's bloated and it doesn't keep up with WordPress. Now it's a security problem. You guys probably see that. That's how people hack your websites, is using plugins and things like that that aren't being maintained because nobody decided to check on what's going on. Someone forgot, or it was nobody's responsibility, and you kind of know what happens there. All right, so this looks great. Share more fan and partner stuff, which you have, but share videos and share top and middle funnel content. I know you're not, the DMOs and CVBs have to show bookings and ROI to all the partners that are contributing. I get that. But if you do your remarketing audiences right, you'll be able to show how that drives views that does tie to sales. Let's do a few more of these just as part of, okay, so Jordan, so we can get through a few of them. Jordan says, okay, tourism Kamloops. Did I say that right? Kamloops. I don't know where Kamloops is, but that looks cold. Tourism Kamloops. You got your Messenger bot going. Okay, good. You can run ads against Messenger, of course. It's not as nice as it used to be. You have your 30,000 fans. You have 188 check-ins. It's kind of low. You would expect for DMOs. Well, I mean, if it's like Disneyland, your check-ins are up in like 15, 20 million. And like airports, the check-ins are going to be higher than the number of fans. So you know you have a hot place when the check-ins are higher than the fans. Let's see. No pin posts. You should pin whatever your popular post is. And also we have the same issue here you saw earlier where it looks like we've got a lot of URL, promoting URLs, but good engagement. Maybe you're boosting posts. We could go look at the ads library and see 200 likes on that, 47 here. Likes are our initial indicator, but I'm really looking for the ratio of comments to likes here, because if that's good, then I'm going to want to boost it. So you got 1 comment to 15. When something's hot, you're going to see comments that get close to the number of likes, or shares as you have likes. So maybe you have like 500 likes and like 500 shares. That's when you know you got something hot. More about that ratio. This is not bad. 7 shares to 19, but this is statistically insignificant. Whenever you see posting at an even number, like 10 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever, 10 a.m., you know they're using a tool to do that, right? Oh, and if you are using a scheduling tool, and I understand all the reasons why, because you can, batch up the next month or whatever, can you just do me a favor and schedule it at 10:01 instead of 10? You see what I'm saying? Just like little things like that, and don't promote only. Oh, this looks good. Wow. This BC waterfall creates a stunning 50-meter tall snow crater during the winter. And this is in your area, so you're featuring all the cool geographic features and hikes and pictures, and like feature more of that. Oh, good. You reply to these people. By the way, always reply. Always reply. If you can't do it, hire a virtual assistant for $3 an hour from the Philippines or what have you. Okay. Oh, this looks good. Your post frequency looks good. But also stop only promoting website stuff, like maybe 1 in 3, like we said. And if you have certain influencers, I really hate the word influencer, but other people that are like big fans and they're hiking and whatnot, or maybe some internal people, maybe you have some kind of ranger, someone who's willing to be a figurehead, doesn't have to be someone really famous. then you can create that public figure page and start boosting it and start driving traffic to here and across all the social profiles. And you should link your Instagram as a business profile, right? You should always have an Instagram. That way your ads are going to work across all placements. See, this looks great. Oh, fantastic. From our family to yours, wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Yep, see, square, looks great. High engagement, 4 shares, no comments. That's interesting. 50. Well, the nature of the content probably lends itself to that. Okay, so good job, Jordan. So let's see what Sunny's got. Sunny has Nova Scotia, Canada. Oh, good. And you've got a video for your timeline cover. Very nice. Work sound off. You guys know what the aspect ratio is. You can take any kind of video, put it in here, but make sure it fits in the aspect ratio. Don't worry about the sound because nobody turns the sound on. But a slideshow like you have here with the video, yeah, whoever made this, kudos to your video editor. Looks great. Reviews. You guys know why reviews are important on Facebook, right? For the same reason on TripAdvisor and Yelp and all the other places, it does impact your Google search results. 250,000 fans, no check-ins. Need to figure out, this looks like a bug. And let's see here. Why is this not loading? The rest isn't loading. You have some about information, but there's a lot more that you could put here. Let's see. There's a place where discovery lies around every corner and over every hill. You can even hear like Morgan Freeman saying this, where history is alive and ready to take you by the hand. Okay, this looks good, but you're going to need to do more than this, right? You see this? This is a great start. You need to add more. So, you know, in your about, like, why wouldn't you take advantage of this? You can add more explanations. You can add photos and other kinds of media. So this is great. I mean, but more, right? It's like, why wouldn't you? They don't charge you more to add more here. You should probably get this verified too. And if you guys need help with that, I could probably help you. You can make a submission. You can make an Instagram submission for this. Okay, here we go. Now it's showing up, but still no check-ins. 2 hours ago. Wouldn't this make a great jigsaw puzzle? Featured photo by Acorn. This is great, but wouldn't it be great if you did this as a vertical or square too? Or you did it as a slideshow? Or you added more photos and videos to an existing gallery, which, you know what happens when you add to an existing gallery, or they, like, let's say this is part of an existing gallery, they click on one and then they start clicking on all the rest, just like you go to YouTube and pretty soon you've watched 5 YouTube videos and 2 hours later, right? So you want to make sure that these are all part of these galleries where you can. More videos, lots of 15-second vertical videos, then you're going to run those as ads and you're going to boost and then do analytics against it to see how that's working. This looks great. Cabot Trail's beautiful. Did you boost this? I'm wondering, Sunny, did you boost this? Because your engagement's way higher. And your shares are, Sunny says not yet. This is great. So you guys see what's going on here with Sunny's post here? There's something about this post. Why is it? And of course you gave credit to Adam Hill Photo, which is great. This had 1,300. I mean, she's got, what, 250,000, but still, this is pretty good. And 244 shares. So I would boost this post for $1 a day to people who are interested in Cape Breton Island or people who are interested in related things. So I'll show you a bunch of free tools. We don't have a ton of time here, but let's say we go to answerthepublic.com, and there's lots of other tools that will do this as well. And let's say that we do, because, you know, people, what should we post about? Oh, we need to do a content calendar. Like, okay, whatever. Let's see, what are people looking for when they look at Nova Scotia? What are they thinking about? And this is using Google search type ahead results, instant search results to see what people are doing. So where's Nova Scotia? Where is Nova Scotia located? What Nova Scotia is known for? When Nova Scotia PNP will open? I don't know what that is, but I don't know anything about Nova Scotia, except I think they have really good salmon. How Nova Scotia gets its name, voting, why Nova Scotia joined Confederation. Are Nova Scotia schools open today? Lobster! Oh yeah, that sounds great. What can Nova Scotia's pharmacists... Okay, let's see what else there is. Other things. Nova Scotia, in which country is Nova Scotia a city? Okay. Nova Scotia demand. See, you see this? This kind of tells you what people are looking for. So if you're a DMO, you should just make sure you have posts that answer. Oh, by the way, the ones that are darker green are the ones that are more powerful compared to the lighter green ones. So this Nova Scotia to Montreal is way less popular than Nova Scotia for immigrants, for rent, for Christmas, for living. Right? You just kind of get a sense of what people are looking for. And then the related terms, the airport, the accent, and flights. Yeah. Duck tolling retriever UK. You never know what people are searching for. But yeah, make sure that you understand. Search and social work together. So if you're in charge of social media, you need to be coordinating with your social or a search person, and vice versa. Here's your lobster. Wow, this looks great. You got it in a BuzzFeed. Is kind of, oh, it's because it's Thrillist. That's why. Even the beer is brewed with whole lobsters. This looks great. You guys about to go eat lunch wherever you are? This is making me hungry. 607. Okay, this is worth. Yeah. So think about who are the people that travel to Nova Scotia. Where else would they possibly want to? Are they driving in? Are they coming in from Maine? Are they? Oh, here's the other thing on Google. Do you notice this change they made a couple days ago? You see how they have the URL above the title and the fav icon here? Here, Wikipedia, URL above, fav icon. A lot of you guys don't have your fav icons. By the way, you see these little things here? These are the fav icons that are being pulled here. So if you don't have your fav icon, that could be kind of bad. But so if people are looking at Nova Scotia tourism, oh yeah, you could look at TripAdvisor. You can see here's the other things that they're looking for, other places they're looking for. You see the Wonder Wheel type searches I was just showing you earlier on Answer the Public. They're being pulled from here. These are all the related searches. See, look, if I type in Nova Scotia, it's now going to select sort of like guess at what I'm trying to do next. Nova Scotia facts, meaning history, jobs, immigration, time. Yeah, you want to just try to make sure you're answering all these because that's going to pull you up in the search results, and then that will then pull you back up also into social. You know why? Because here I did a search on Nova Scotia. I've got my universal search results, which means Google's trying to show you a mix of news and images and blogs and this kind of thing. And then over here, I have my knowledge panel. You might try to claim this knowledge panel, and notice the knowledge panel is trying to show all the different things sort of encapsulated in one. Doesn't look like it's claimed, and it's not showing these other components. So check it out. You can, if you claim your knowledge panel, you can edit these different items. And this is kind of as clever as editing the Wikipedia that you have for that. You might not be able to edit the Wikipedia here for Nova Scotia, but maybe you can get a link in here. Maybe you can look at some of the moderators. All right, guys, how are we doing? Are you guys having fun? Let me know in the comments. Are you enjoying this? What questions do you have so far? Do you want to get the other training materials? You guys not get that? You guys want to go deep into Facebook ads? We can certainly cover any particular question you have. Thank you, Katie. This is great. You know what's awesome is that we've had the luxury and honor of being able to work with the CVBs and DMOs in a lot of places. So it could be San Diego, LA, San Francisco, a lot in the US. I don't think we've worked with any folks in Canada. But the cool thing is that 2020 is your year because what people want is aspirational. And if you can show the things that are aspirational and start to share it from public figure pages, start to share 15-second vertical videos. And because media, sports, and entertainment, travel and tourism is kind of part of that, is what is dominating on the social networks, especially for people who are under 40. I just turned 45, so I'm not a young adult. I'm not on TikTok and Snapchat. I don't get that, right? I'm here for business. I'm here to drive leads and sales and bookings and, fight against the OTAs, that kind of thing. But what you really literally need to do is build up. It's funny. We have this whole presentation. I didn't even go into it. Oh, well, you guys can go into it later. Content is the most important piece of your strategy. The content production, mainly through gathering what your partners and other, like UGC, right, user generated content, what other people are posting, so you can be a voice of the community, and so it doesn't feel like advertising. Of course, you have specials or you have events and you have things that you're creating, but the more you can be a curator, the more powerful it's going to be if you can put it into the structure of the topic wheel. Your goals you can define with Facebook ads. They have 13 primary objectives, of which conversions and leads, post engagement, is the best. Don't choose website visitors except once in a while. I know that as a DMO, if you're not the actual hotel or attraction, you're not able to tie to the booking, which is sort of, a conundrum. Like our folks in San Diego, they have, they've got SeaWorld and Hilton Hotels and all this, and we're not able to prove the direct bookings, but we can see when we run ads and don't what the impact on bookings are, and we can compare, benchmark against, Florida and other folks. Ads are the amplification piece. If you have your goals, content, and targeting in place, mainly your content. Targeting custom audiences. Then you can amplify. That's the dollar day strategy. The dollar day strategy is going to be absolutely critical for you. Okay, I wrote an article for Rachel on the knowledge panel. That is a deeper discussion. You can message me separately or Google it. But basically, you have to be verified on Google, which is actually not that hard to do. Jillian says, would you share the same content from your personal page and public page? Yes, you should. And if you do a good job, people can't tell what the difference is. The difference is the public figure page, you're going to be able to run ads against things. So think about what is more top and middle of funnel, so then you can promote the website, maybe 1 out of every 3, 1 out of every 4 kinds of posts. So it feels friendly. And then once in a while you say, hey, check out this article on this site, right? But not only go to my website, go to my website, go to my website. Brianne says also, can you show us examples of using the public figure page tactic for tourism related brands? Let's see which of them I'm allowed to show. Well, I can tell you about some examples. We have some hotels in the UK where we've created public figure pages, and they're just telling their stories of the guests. Actually, MGM Resorts International is a great example. They have almost half of Las Vegas, and we have trained up some of the baristas and the bartenders to discreetly capture stories. We have to ask the guests, of course, permission, because sometimes a guy's in Vegas with a girl who's not his wife, and he doesn't want anyone to know, because what stays in Vegas stays, whatever. And so we have to ask their permission if they want to, commemorate. And so we will share from their pages and boost. So it's not just the Bellagio, it's not just, the Luxor. Okay, Sunny says, is it recommended to focus video ads to views without having a click to learn more, or should it be optimized towards engagement, likes, shares, and comments? Okay, most of the time, you're going to be optimizing towards video views because you don't want to get penalized. When you choose a call to action, whether it's to a conversion or it's sending them off the website, Facebook's just going to triple the price that you pay. No matter what objective you choose, if you're sending it off site, they're going to charge you more. And if you don't believe me, we can go into the ads and I'll show you, right? Here, I go to Business Manager and I will go to this one. This has got a lot in it. And I'll just show you like how bad some of the stuff is. See if I can go to Ted McGrath, one of these campaigns. Okay, so this one, this is not in travel and tourism, but it just shows you the main idea. I think we're spending $250,000 a month on this one, something like that. And I'll show you what the average CPM is. Just so I'm not making this up. All right, so this month, let's see here. This must be another, oh, you know what? This is another account. That's okay. So here, this is we're selling socks, are we, or something like that. Let's look at delivery, because whenever you choose an objective or whatever, by default it will go to performance, which is whatever your objective is. But look at this, cost per 1,000 people reached. So independent of whatever objective you chose, I'm paying $5 per 1,000 people reached, and I'm paying $3.86 per 1,000 impressions. Go in and check yours and look at it by objective and see what you're paying, and you'll see that you're probably paying a lot more. Or let's see, is it not in this one? Or maybe it's a separate Business Manager for this one. Let's see, another one. Go to this one. Okay, so here's another one. And we are, okay, let's go to last month. Okay, so here we're paying $10 per 1,000 impressions, $22 per 1,000 people reached. Why is that double? It's because our frequency is at 2, right? So reach times frequency is impressions. So if the average person saw something twice, then a $10 CPM is $22.87. You can see here, 5 million impressions. Now, if I go to performance, these guys, okay, let's see, retargeting. You want to do retargeting. In this case, they're able to drive e-commerce. Here's how the conversions are broken out. $16 a conversion, which is a little higher than we want. I think we want 15 in this one. I can break this down. So prospecting, right? So I'm driving top of funnel to remarketing, and then I'm using my remarketing audiences, any basically video view audiences, then I'm driving them to a conversion to the next stage. How does that work? We'll come over here to my audiences. This is Business Manager, by the way. See the gray bar at the top? If you're doing stuff in Facebook ads and you're tweaking, you should be doing it inside Business Manager. If you're boosting posts, do it from your phone, because that's where you get the analytics. Don't boost posts from here because you don't get the organic piece. Organic is so important to know. You know it is because I've got so many of these things here that Facebook is confused. So audiences, I'm going to be creating a lot of page engagement audiences. So when I'm boosting posts or I'm getting video views, by definition that falls into page engagement. So in this case, here's something with the Oregon Humane Society, and here's 72,000 people. Maybe we're boosting a video saying, hey, it's amazing what's going on in Oregon, and here's something, here's what's going on in Humane Society, who knows, right? And here's 72,000 people. All I did was try to drive that video view or drive the engagement. And then from there, I'm going to drive them to the site to learn more about, here are the wineries, or here are the 10 best restaurants, or here's, but I'm going to try to warm them up, right, with a story, with something interesting before I try to drive them off the site. And that's how you will get less negative feedback and you will find better performance. Here's the thing that won't make sense until you actually try it. It's actually cheaper to build 2 or 3 touches than it is to build one cold touch. Meaning, if I take a cold audience and I try to drive straight to the website, they're going to bang me on the price, versus I warm them up with lots and lots of fun content, and then I remarket from that to the URL. I'm going to pay less for that traffic. Okay? If you do that, that will more than pay for the time investment that you put in this webinar. I'm telling you, just try it. You don't believe me? Try it. Spend a few dollars and you'll say, dang it, can't believe it. I was spending all this money on Facebook ads and I was triple overpaying because I didn't follow Dennis's rule of warming up the audience first before trying to send them. It's like trying to walk up to a random girl and kissing her before you get to know her name and all that. You're going to get a slap, okay? In Canada too, I'm sure. Okay, what type of ads drive bookings? Is video best suited to that, or photo? Dynamic ads for travel are the best to drive bookings. There's no question, dynamic ads. And Facebook has so many great examples of dynamic ads. You can use carousel ads, which are not the same thing. Travel dynamic. They have like Malia has a Hilton. Where's the ones here? Oh, I'm sorry, they called it Facebook travel ads. They renamed it. But you can see lots of examples. What is a dynamic ad? It's based on the product catalog. So a lot of people think that the product catalog is only for e-com. You can actually set up products that are grouped by location, grouped by property, grouped by type of the image. You can have multiple images, turns into carousels, right? The OTAs are doing it. You should be doing it too, right? Yeah, here's the Malia one they love to show. Cathay. It's actually not that hard. You just have to set up your catalog. Okay, is video? Yeah, video generally does better, but you want to test video versus photo. What do you recommend to measure video views? Completed, 3 seconds or 15? I go for a through play, which is a 15-second view. If it's a Facebook video, Instagram, of course, I'm looking at the performance of stories, and I want to see how many stories were actually watched. So I really do care a lot about the through play. All right, we are pretty much out of time. I want to wrap things up and thank you for spending time with me. We didn't get to go through a lot of these decks, but there are 6 or 7 of them that cover the main topics of 1-minute videos, on how you do analytics, on how you set up ads, and how you optimize, how do you structure content in the right way, how do you get your plumbing, how do you make sure your site's loading fast, how do you create reports, like all this stuff is here. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. We update it every month, so we want you to make sure that you give it to your digital person, or maybe you are the digital person, which is great, and you will be able to get this webinar replay. So thank you to our C friends. You will get that as well. And any questions you have, feel free to email operations@blitzmetrics.com, or you can also email me. I'm putting in my email here, dennis@blitzmetrics.com. And man, if you are like a lot of the folks I see in travel and tourism and hospitality, where it's primarily you running digital, and you don't have a team, find a young adult at a local university and run them through this training. It creates a job for them and it takes the headache off of you. It makes the school look good. It's good for the community. Lots of reasons, right? Not just for Facebook ads, but you want a digital person who understands search and social. There is no such thing as the Facebook ads expert anymore, because to be good on Facebook, you have to understand social and email. And to be good on email and search, you have to understand social. I mean, it's just because all the traffic blends together through something called the cell phone. Some people call it MoSo, LoSo, LoMo, which is mobile, social, local. For travel and tourism, that's where everything's going in 2020. You guys already know it. Sonny, I'd love to visit Nova Scotia. Send me an email. Let's coordinate something. Maybe you can get me some salmon and lobster, right? I'll be your travel influencer. I got my blue check marks and my 500,000 audience. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. It was a pleasure spending time with you. If you guys want to follow up, we can do another webinar, put together some of the specific questions you have. We can do some more auditing. Maybe we can cover the Google side a little bit more or cover things like Google Analytics. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Jordan. I hope you guys have a good weekend. It's awesome spending time with you. I can tell you have great energy. I wish I was able to see you in Toronto. Maybe we can see you again in C 2020. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Tina, Ginny. You guys rock. I want to see you absolutely kick some butt. I want to see you guys implement it, collect these 1-minute videos, put stuff into your topic wheel. We are here to help you. Thank you so much, Sydney, Brittany. You guys have a good weekend. We'll talk to everybody later.